4, and we're on air. Hey, everybody. I am Mindy Horde, and I am the founder of Team Relentless. I started as a coach in February of 2012, and I'm hosting this call to really discuss the health benefits of being part of Team Relentless and being part of Team Beachbody and using the products because, I have realized that although I started really solely for the purpose of vanity reasons, to fit in my jeans and to feel better about myself, that there's a lot of people out there who may be at their ideal weight or maybe aren't, but are focused more on health. And I have 2 coaches on my team who have really surpassed major health struggles. I wanted to share it with you because I think this is so important because so many people think health has to do with weight, and although it is a big part together, it really is all about feeling better and making sure that we have a more healthy, fulfilling life that really provides a better future for us and our families so we can enjoy it together. So I have Louise, who's at my house. We've been celebrating my 1-star qualification tonight on my second business center. If you're not a coach, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But if you want to know what I'm talking about, you can actually reach out to any of us and find out. Aimee, my dear friend, lives in Belleville, which is about 20 minutes away. We met over Facebook, and I wanted her to share her story first, and then we'll get to Louise. And then I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of health tidbits about my family, but this isn't about me tonight. This is about my wonderful rock star coaches. So I'm going to turn it over to Aimee so she can give you a little introduction about the things that she struggled with that I'm actually finding is very commonplace and a lot of things that people every day are dealing with, and they don't talk about it. So I hope at the end of this call that you have some clarity of what we do and how it can help you, and that you don't have to face any health issues that you are dealing with alone. So I'm going to try to unmute Aimee. We always have issues with this. Okay. You there? No. Can you unmute yourself, Aimee? No. Hold on. Buddy, I muted myself. I always have problems with this. Why do I have problems with this? Can you unmute yourself, Aimee? You're muted now. Why do I have problems with this? Hold on. No?
Okay.
Okay,
can you
there
hear
you
me?
go. Yes, yes.
Okay, I was able to figure it out. So, hello everyone, and I am so glad that all of y'all are on the call with us tonight. And Mindy asked me to talk to y'all a few minutes about some of my health issues, and I've actually overcome a whole lot of them, and I've been able to get off all of my medications, so that is just a blessing in itself. And having the support of all of Team Relentless and other Beachbody coaches has just really helped to propel me in wanting to stay healthy. And a little bit of back history is back in about 2005, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. And I'll never forget when the doctor walked in and she looked at me and she said, "You have a goiter." And I was like, "What? I have a what? What is that? What is that?" And got on medications for that, and about a year later I found out that I was officially diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that can lead to a lot of different other problems. And the main issue for PCOS is that you do not ovulate on your own. And one of the things that they do for you is just put you on birth control pills. And when I found out I had PCOS, right then I found out I also had insulin resistance, which is a pre-diabetic stage. And so they put me on a lot of supplements and cleanses and detoxes, and I was able to have a baby without any fertility drugs. And a couple years after he was born, I just started getting really, really sick. And I did not know what was going on, and the doctors couldn't figure it out. And about, 6 months after I started going to the doctor for it, which took me about 18 months, so it was almost 2 years of me being sick, they finally found out that I had 4 parasites, I had leaky gut syndrome, a yeast infection in my stomach, and I had also, because of I'd been sick that long, they had realized that I had a dairy allergy and I had become gluten sensitive. So they put me on a really strict diet plan, and then I was also taking 60 supplements a day. I did eventually get better, but with having a year of cutting out everything from grains to tomatoes to salt to just everything you could think of, they took out of my diet. And then they put me on HCG, and I lost 20 pounds starving myself, eating 500 calories a day. And if you've ever tried it, you know that that's just, it's not realistic and it's not good for you. And so finally I was up against the wall, and I was like, no more. I don't care what I look like. I don't care how much I weigh. I'm not going to do this anymore. And then I found Gabri. Gabri's always been a friend of mine, and she's another Team Relentless coach. And that's where my journey with Beachbody started. Is right after that, within a couple months, I found Shakeology, and in November of 2012, and Mindy knew all of my health issues, and she said, hey, why don't you try Ultimate Reset? And I did, and that was the best decision I ever made. Within those 21 days, it completely changed my life. And this is where I get emotional, is because nobody has to feel as bad as I did. And when you feel that bad, you don't realize what feeling good feels like. And when you get healthy and you're happy, you just want to spread it to everybody. And that's why when anybody ever talks about Shakeology or they talk about Ultimate Reset, I'm like, do it. Don't even think about it. Just do it. Because after I did Ultimate Reset for the first time, I had my blood work done, and the doctor was like, your levels are normal. And I was like, okay, good. And I said, what about medicine? He said, you can get off. And he took me off of levothyroxine for my thyroid, and he took me off of the same diabetic medication that my dad took, who is an insulin dependent person, which was metformin. I was even on the same dosage. I was on 1,000 milligrams of it a day. And he completely took me off of those two medications. And for the last few months, my husband and I have been trying to have a baby. And I'm completely ovulating by myself. If you have PCOS, that's something that you don't always do on your own. And since July, within 28 to 32 days, every month, I have had a cycle on my own. And I attribute that to everything that I've done, all of the clean eating, Ultimate Reset for, I think, 3 or 4 times, I can't remember, and drinking Shakeology every day. And without this company and these products, I don't think that I would be where I am today. I know I wouldn't, because I'd be going back to the same doctor who put me on 60 vitamins a day. And I carried a suitcase around. And anybody who's ever had to carry a suitcase around to have all of their vitamins, they know that that's not fun. But that's my story. And Mindy, is there anything else you want me to add? Hey, Rebel.
Good night, Amy. Good night. As you can all see if you're watching this, that our life revolves around our children, and we just make this business work. I'm very proud of you for sharing your story. If anybody knew Aimee, they would know that this isn't something she would just do on the fly, but she stepped right up to it, because I knew her. And Louise had amazing health transformations. I want to say how proud I am of you for sharing it. I know it's not easy for anybody to share or to put themselves on the spot. It's been amazing to watch you grow and to see how many people you've inspired along the way. And I value our friendship. And if you could just maybe encapsulate for a minute or two about how Team Relentless has helped you deal with these struggles, that would kind of be great. I know this is kind of impromptu, but I do know that our team has been monumental to you overcoming a lot of the things, because it is frustrating dealing with any health issues.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay.
My husband came in the room and was making some
Oh.
noise, so I couldn't hear you.
It's a Ryan thing. If ever anybody's watching this, people have Ryan husbands, and Ryan husbands can make you want to. No, I was just saying that, I know that your health issues are very frustrating sometimes. So how has Team Relentless and having the support helped you?
Oh, it pushed me. When I couldn't keep myself accountable, I knew that y'all were there to do it for me. And I didn't want to let you, my coach, or my teammates down. If everybody else has some kind of a struggle, and it's just a mental game and getting mind over matter and just pushing through. And my health issues compared to some are very small. Compared to Louise's Addison's disease. Wheezy, compared to Wheezy's Addison's disease and Chris Duffield's, I cannot say it correctly, angliosis, spondylitis, or whatever.
You are better than us. We have a hard time saying it.
Yeah. Compared to some of the other ones that have major issues, my thyroid and PCOS, that's not something that y'all just push me. Y'all push me to be a better person. Y'all push me to want to exercise, to want to push play. So.
Well, yeah, and I think that that's one thing that people don't understand is that, I know a lot of people who are suffering from, little things like diabetes, well, not little things, but diabetes and high cholesterol or high blood pressure, things that they're not little. I just said little, but they're
hidden
things. Yeah. And that people accept them now, and it has to do with the food and the nutrition.
Right.
And I think people don't talk about it, and the only recourse they have is to turn to modern day medicine, and that really is just a mask of symptoms. And I'm not saying, and we cannot say that Beachbody is the cure-all, because it's not.
No.
But I only believe that if you, understand how clean eating and Shakeology falls into the clean eating, and then having a support system to manage the symptoms and the frustrations that come with it are just life-changing. And I wish more people would at least try it, because you can get on the thyroid, whatever medications you're on. It didn't come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If it didn't work, you were just out whatever money, and you had pills left over in a bottle. At least Shakeology and clean eating and all the products that we have, and and the support is the thing, like you can't even put a price on that. That comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And so
right.
I want to have this video out there to show people that lots of people have PCOS, and lots of people have thyroid issues, or gluten sensitivities or intolerance, and that you don't have to rely on medicine or all the time or 100%, that there might be other alternatives, and it's worth a shot. If it doesn't work, then get your money back, because
right.
Like I said, you go to a doctor, there's no money back guarantee. So I do thank you.
Real quick, I want to tell you, because probably someone's going to have this question when it comes to gluten sensitivities or dairy allergies. I do not have a problem with any of the Shakeologies. So if you've got celiac disease, that may be different, because if you have any gluten in your system, then you get really sick. For me, I can handle some. And but if you have a gluten sensitivity or a dairy allergy, if you're not comfortable with trying the regular formulas, vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry, try the 2 vegans. They're really good. I like all of them, but I prefer the vegan formulas, and I don't have a problem with that. So if y'all know anybody that has one of those issues, just have them try it. Refer them back to this video, if anything, so that they know that there is someone else out there with the same issues that they have that's able to drink the product. So just FYI, my little disclaimer.
That's good information. I think a lot of times things that people don't realize. Yeah, that a lot of the foods nowadays are so heavily processed, and they have so many artificial ingredients, that I think that this causes a lot of problems, and you'll have to refer to your doctor, and you'll have to take every situation as individual case. But I do think that a lot of times, because I've had a lot of people that were gluten, thought they were gluten intolerant, and it was just the foods they were eating that it was such poor quality food. So always consult with your doctor and take every individual case as something that's individual, and you cannot lump them into a category. But I firmly believe in natural remedies and exploring every option, because you are the poster child for that. Yes, you got on medication to curtail symptoms, but they weren't really an actual end-all cure-all and a relief. It was just a masking so that you could manage life with the symptoms that were involved. So we were trying to keep this call short, so I appreciate all of the feedback and your boldness and stepping out of your comfort zone, and even your husband and your children or your child to give up your time this evening, because I do know that it is hard to fit in, as everybody saw. They saw Rebel come in and say goodnight. So I'm going to turn it over to Louise. Aimee, if you've got to go, then that's fine, but if you want to stay on. But I do appreciate it, and I know that all of our viewers are that are watching live and that are going to watch this later on really appreciate it, and it is a huge step to step out of it, and I know it's very emotional for you, and we love you a lot. And
love you too.
So,
thank you, Aimee.
I'm going to
I'm going to stay on for a few minutes
right.
just in case I'm needed or anything needs to be, think of anything when Weezy's
All
talking.
right.
This is
Okay.
Wheezy, in case anybody doesn't know. That's what Aimee called
Yeah.
me.
Hi, I'm Wheezy. My name is actually Louise, but everybody knows me as Wheezy. And my story kind of starts what leads up to my story from when I was a child. I have had stress my entire life, from the minute I shot out of the womb. I was actually an FBI missing child. I know, shock. I was kidnapped by one of my parents and was missing from the other one for 8 years. So during that time that I was gone, I lived a really difficult life. I went through some sexual abuse and some a lot of step parent abuse, and a lot of things happened. I was returned to my rightful parent, returned to the parent who had guardianship, who was very high strung. So it was a totally different kind of stress. As I grew older, I went through other kinds of stress. I was a very rebellious child as I got older, and I put myself in stress. Well, even into adulthood, it continued happening. And in September of 2007, I had back surgery. The back surgery seemed pretty easy to me, but apparently internally it was not. In December of 2007, my adrenal glands collapsed. And when it all come down to finding out what had happened, because for about 4 months, really no one knew what was happening. They kind of just fed me drugs to keep me going because they didn't know what was wrong with me. They couldn't guarantee life or death. They couldn't guarantee anything at the time. They were just trying to keep me going. And when they figured out what was wrong with me, they told me that it was from stress. Stress is what had caused my adrenals to collapse. And I ended up with something called Addison's disease. Addison's is when your adrenals just don't produce cortisol that the body needs. And cortisol is what calms adrenaline. When your adrenaline comes up from getting excited or anything that's going on in your life, cortisol is what calms it down and brings the body back down to normal mode. And my body doesn't produce that, so they had to replace it all. I was on 42, possibly 43, but I know for sure 42, pills, vitamins, minerals a day. Those, I call them granny boxes of medications, that pill reminders that they have to put your medications in every day. I carried them around and took them. And I was pretty much bedridden, couldn't do anything, couldn't work. I was on FMLA. They told me to file for disability because I wasn't going to be able to do anything. That I pretty much just needed to give up on what I had planned on doing or what I had been doing before, because my life was changing forever. I felt a little better after taking some vitamins and stuff, but I hated taking all those pills every day. I started trying to exercise a little bit. I was just too exhausted, having a hard time doing all of it. One day, I saw a friend posting about this stuff called Shakeology, and I was like, what is this? Because I've drank everything there is on the market. Now, what is this stuff? She referred me to my Asian coach over here. And, and so I was really I was like, I'm not sure this stuff's going to work because I'm telling you, I'm a hard one to fix. So I started drinking it, and within 30, 45 days, I started feeling really good. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick to drinking this stuff. Wasn't very long, I was able to stop taking all of those medications. Now, again, just like Mindy said earlier, I can't say that it's a cure-all for anything, but what I can tell you from my personal experience is what it has done for me. I have been able to drop all of my thyroid medications. I have been able to drop all the medications I was on. I am no longer a 42-pill-a-day person, and not anybody on my team, not even Mindy, not my husband, or no one knows until this very minute that I'm telling you, the public, that I am no longer even taking steroids. Not have I ever been able to get off of steroids. They told me that I would have to take them for the rest of my life. And I have a friend who was like, did some research for me. He's like, no, I think you'll be able to get off of them if you're doing, if you're doing as well as you think you are. And I was like, I am. So after doing everything that I know I've been doing the right way with the help of Shakeology and doing my workouts properly, PCOS has been fabulous for me. I am not taking them. I have not been taking them for almost a month now, and I feel great. My joints do not hurt like they were. My moods are not swinging like they were. I do not take any of that. I don't take anything. No birth control pills. I don't take anything. Nothing. Not one thing. So I am so excited because Shakeology is easy for me. I love to drink it. I get my breakfast, my vitamins, my minerals, and everything in one serving. And I have to swallow a bunch of pills. So I really feel like if it was not for Shakeology, I would still be lying in that bed, and I would still be depressed, and I would still be miserable, and I would still be, the 260-pound person lying it miserably, and I probably wouldn't have a husband. I mean, and that's just the honest truth because I was a miserable person. So really, that's my story. There's so much more to it, but that's the gist of it. That's my story, but my daughter has juvenile diabetes, and her A1C dropped 6 points because it was pretty high. Dropped 6 points and is like in the really low normal range now, and her Hashimoto's is completely gone. Something that a lot of people say, oh, that's not reversible. Hers is completely gone. She is not. Yeah, yours is the same way. Aimee, yours is gone. No longer on any thyroid medications. Again, can't claim that it's a cure-all. I can tell you what has been personal experience in my family and in my life, and that is what has happened to us.
I think a lot of people say it can't be done because they take medication and they don't change anything in their lifestyle.
That's right.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying that's the case, but I've seen people who've been diagnosed with diabetes and all these things, and they take medication and they never change their diet or their routine, and then they say you can't get rid of it. Well, if you tried some different things slowly but surely, I think you could.
Right. There is a difference between juvenile diabetes, type 1, and type 2 diabetes. One is autoimmune. One is brought on by you, by us, by how we treat our bodies. And that absolutely has everything to do with what you're putting in your body and how you are treating it every single day. So if you really want to get rid of what's going on, the bad things that are going on in your body, you have control of a lot of that. You have control of how you feel 90% of the time. Here's what I'm telling people. Be more proactive. Don't wait until something happens. Be proactive now. Take advantage of the health that you have now. Preserve it. Don't wait until you have to do something about something bad going on. Take advantage of what you've got going on right now and take care of it, and lead by example for the rest of your family so that they can see what you're doing, and they will carry on those traditions with the rest of their family and continue to lead by example. That's what we need to be doing. Instead of trying to fix a problem, we need to prevent a problem from happening.
Also, and listen to your body.
That's
the biggest thing.
That's right.
And I helped one of my employees out with, she has the same thing that I had. She's been going to a doctor. They can't figure out what's wrong with her. And I said, let me see your tongue. And she stuck her tongue out, and she had a film over it. And I said, when you have a really white tongue, or you have a filmy tongue layer over your tongue, you have a buildup of yeast in your body. And so your tongue is going to tell you, look at the toilet. It's not fun to have to look at your mouth, you know, to look at it. But your body's going to tell you what's going on.
Candida over is really, really common in a lot of people, and they don't know it. They don't look at it. They don't pay attention to what's going on with their bodies. They don't listen to what's going on. But Candida overgrowth is really popular amongst a lot of people, and that's not something that I want to be popular with me. I don't know about anybody else, but
I think people are in such a rush that they get used to feeling bad, and they get used to complaining about feeling bad, and they honestly hear so many other people who are living the same life, so they just think that this is normal, and they get comfortable being uncomfortable. Well, you know,
or I'm tired. I'm just tired. That's what everybody says. They blame it on being tired. They just say, I'm tired.
Yeah, and then they basically say, everybody else is tired. This is normal. This isn't normal. And one thing, you know, in closing, because we're almost at half an hour, and I promised I'd keep it short, is that, you know, this isn't about me, but I did want to share that for me, I started this for vanity reasons only, because I remember the day in late January of 2012, I put on a pair of leggings because it was cold, just like it is today here in Texas, and I sat at my desk and I could see 3 fat rolls lapped over my one-size-fits-all leggings, and I was like, oh my God, I just want to get, I want to get rid of this, and it took me a long time, and I finally decided on P90X because that's all I knew. But so I got started for 100% vanity reasons, and as you know, a month went in, I started focusing more on my health, and as time went on, I realized I was not crashing at my desk at 1 o'clock, because I remember after every lunch I would literally want to fall asleep at my desk, and I remember at previous jobs I would be able to sit here like this with my back to the door and be able to like close my eyes really slowly and get a little bit of snooze.
Wait a minute, you don't sit with your back against the door?
Well, I had no choice at that place. But yes, I went up, hey, you got me, you know me. So, you know, and I didn't feel that crash. And then at 2 months in, I realized I wasn't relying on 2 pots of coffee anymore. And so what I always tell people is, you know, about 2-3 months in, I was like, I don't ever want to go back to feeling that bad. And I know there's nights, you know, tonight we went out to celebrate my 1-star qualification, drank beer, ate some little fried chicken buffalo wings. I'm not saying that I eat perfect, and it's not about being perfect, and there's no way you can be perfect all the time, and I'm the coach, and she's the coach, and Amy's the coach, who will never shun you for making normal decisions. But, you know, most of the time, the majority of the time, we live by clean eating, and we drink Shakeology every day, and we, you know, 80% of the time try to stay on track working out. We don't expect 100% because we don't even expect that from ourselves. It's normal everyday life. But my big thing is I don't ever want to go back to that lifestyle where every day of every year I am eating like this, feeling like this, because it's horrible. Because I went on vacation recently, gone for 6 days. My whole body hurt. I can't even explain. It was the food. My hands were swollen up. Ryan and I could not get our rings on, and we were miserable, and my whole body ached. I came home and I did the 3-day refresh. After 3 days, and I just said pictures on my Facebook. It was just amazing. In 3 days, getting rid of that crap out of your system and eating clean. People don't realize the power of eating clean. So, you know, Ryan did the 21-day program, the Ultimate Reset, for the first time right after he had surgery. I truly believe that's what helped him heal so fast. I had surgery, healed very fast, faster than anybody else who has had the same surgery. And his cholesterol dropped 80 points. Mine dropped like 15, but I was already eating healthy for a really long time. So people don't understand the power of clean eating. Ultimate Reset, 3-day refresh is not a harsh sit on the toilet all day long cleanse like you see on the market. This is a food cleanse that just detoxifies your body, gets rid of the bloat, and gets you back on track. So, you know, in closing, it's right at 9:30. I promise 30 minutes. I respect everybody's time. Is that I hope you listen to this, and that even if you don't suffer from this, I hope you share it with somebody. This is personal stories. It's a lot easier to listen to personal stories than a doctor tell you this. But, you know, like Louise said, do not wait till it's too late. And do not underestimate the power of the support. When Aimee cries, we cry. We are so united as a team. Team Relentless is one of its own, and we are part of Diesel Nation, who I've not seen a lot of people like us, but we are a family, and we care
Right.
that our heart and everything is so connected to one another, and our health and our family is a big part of why we're here, because we feel united. So thank you for listening, and feel free that if you're on this call right now, the link that you use to join the call is the same link that you can share with anybody for a recording. And if you have any questions, Aimee Ladwig and Louise Aiken, they can answer any questions, or if anything of my story resonated with you, let us know. We're pretty open, and we're really all about just paying it forward. And we wanted to do this for nothing more but informative. And like I said, if you have any issues, please consult your doctor. Shakeology and Beachbody and having a coach is not a cure-all. This is just personal facts. And so the thing is, if you're at the end of your rope, weight-wise, health-wise, nutrition-wise, give us a try, because nothing else out there, if you go to a doctor, comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Pharmacies don't carry that, and pharmaceutical companies don't carry that. So thank you for everything, Aimee and Louise, and thank you for anybody who is pitching in their time to listen to us. We appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thank you.